Please take your seats. School is now in session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey.
Welcome back to Homeschool Podcast, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We have Xavier Guerrero, aka XG. He's our guest today. But before we begin, I want to let everybody know. Here's what I got for you. This weekend, Friday, the 8:00 show. I'm doing the NoHo Comedy Club. It's in North Hollywood, California. That should be fun. And then the following weekend, actually August 31st through September 4th. So like Wednesday through Sunday, that's Labor Day weekend. I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I'm at the Looney Bin. You can see me there. And then after that, I got Omaha, Nebraska and Lincoln, Nebraska. That's the September 15th and 16th. So tickets are available on my website, homeschooledpod.com or augustinocomedian.com. After that, I go to Boston, October 7th. I'm in Worcester, Massachusetts. And then October 8th, I'm actually doing Patriots Place. It's right outside the Gillette Stadium. That's going to be sick. And tickets are also on sale. Go to homeschooledpod.com. And that's it. What about you, XG? You got any shows coming up?
Actually, I don't. I just did my last one with George, and I'm you know how I'm in here there with George. So I pull up to places with George expecting them might go up. So I have a couple shows, but they're not guaranteed. But I will be at the Fools Gone Wild thing, which I don't know if you heard about it. It's Frank Castillo and George gonna roast ballot it out at that Fools. You've heard of Fools Gone Wild, right?
No, but I know Frank Castillo.
Yeah, him. I guess George is part of the Fools Gone Wild. It's all the cholos and stuff, and he's doing a little bit like you know how he won MTV Your Mama back in the day?
Yes.
He's doing a thing called roast beef, and he called out all the Mexican comedian Felipe, and no one fucking Franklin this weekend. I'm kind of excited for
You're frozen, bro.
that. Yeah, I froze the freezes here and there on my part too.
The fucking
do it in person?
Gods don't want you talking shit about the Mexican comics.
Right? Do you want to do it in person? Not today, obviously, but I don't mind driving to you. You're not that far.
No, I'm not that far, but like I don't necessarily have the setup like I used to do in person. Whereas I guess I do. I still have a second chair. You know, I should start doing them again. I guess the only thing that it would take is just setting up my phone and
I mean, if you want to do it, because it's kind of glitchy. Like when there's like a long break, it'll fucking I don't know what's going on.
It's super glitchy. We may have to just keep it short, and then I'll have to do the rest solo. But I mean, I know you're definitely in the podcast world. You're a podcast producer, and since we're on subject of having trouble with the podcast, so what's do you have a plan for Instagram now that like there's no IGTV? It's like all reels. So you can't do like two people podcasts anymore. So like if you and I are sitting next to each other, it won't fit in a reel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't fit in the reel. No, so you got to do the long reels now. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
the long Instagram podcast reels, but those are a bitch to do.
So what are they doing? Like what does it take?
What do you mean? What does it take? Like what is Instagram?
No, I know what an Instagram reel is, but what do you mean? What's a bitch to do? Like what do you mean?
Because so when I wanted a clip for any of the podcasts back then, I could just screen record that shit.
Yeah.
And then upload it, and it would fit perfectly. Now, if you screen record it, it doesn't fit, like you said. So now you have to do the zoom in. I don't know if you've seen like let me show you. They're more zoomed in. I know who else real quick.
I've seen a few when it's just way too zoomed in on people's faces, or it just doesn't.
So you like it looks good if you got like that 4K thing. Watch.
Oh yeah.
You see, that's a reel. That's a podcast reel, and it's super zoomed in. That's all because Instagram made it that way.
And so they're making like a template around it.
Yeah, you got to make a template around it. If not, it's just some fucking screen, and you got to get someone to pay for the template. Instagram's really fucking everyone over because they want to be just like TikTok, even though TikTok should be canceled. I don't know why TikTok is not canceled.
It's going to be, right?
I mean, what more do we need? It's China's backup plan. They get everybody's info through that. I mean, I don't understand how we're just giving them all our information. And I mean, they're getting all the best information, kid information. Kids are going to become adults. It's easier to manipulate them.
Yes.
I don't know. It's weird.
They actually are going to give a fuck about their personal identifiable, things that you can steal, credit cards, social security numbers that you like. It's going to be too late.
Dude, you don't know how many times I wanted to use my mom's credit card to buy something to the phone. You remember those fucking phone calls at 2 in the morning and it's only seen on TV and you're like, dude, mom, let me get that credit card. Yeah. Now kids, I'm pretty sure when you log into your phone and it says, do you remember the last credit card you used? I bet you these fucking kids put yes. And there's so many transactions that go on. Yeah. So many transactions that go on in a family's life where as long as it's not a big $50 transaction, it might just skip over the parent's head.
That's what they're counting on. That's what they're counting on.
Yeah.
That happens a lot to people with younger kids. They'll have access to their Amazon and they just go order whatever they need without like checking with their parents. But I'm with you, bro. Like I remember having to like ask my family absolutely anything, even if it was my money. If it was my money, I had to ask to buy it.
Dude, these fucking kids, I mean, I'm kind of in the sneaker game and there's a lot of resale stuff where I'm at. The flea markets, it's full of like not underage kids, but they're all like in high school wearing $300, $400 shoes, rocking shit where I'm like, who? And they hustle. They'll tell you like, I sell Pokemon cards. I do this. And I'm like, bro, I didn't do shit when I was a kid. I just wanted to play soccer, which made no money unless you were good, which at the end of the day, even if you're good, what are the chances?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just like remember you get like if you had like a little job or something. I mowed lawns, I walked dogs, or even if like your aunt gave you money for your birthday, you're like, oh, I want to go buy this. I had to like check with my parents before I bought it. A CD, they had to approve of the shit like that. Like we couldn't just buy whatever the fuck we wanted. But so you reminded me, yes, I know you're a sneakerhead. I kind of am too, but I don't know like every single model year and everything of every single brand, but I fucking love sneakers. But anyway, dude, I saw this article today. I thought of you. Did you see that shit that they did in LA? They made like a fake designer store, like temporarily they put a store up and they brought all Payless shoes.
Yeah, I've seen that shit. Yeah. It's something like that. Do you know that guy Nathan For You?
Yes.
He did the Starbucks one. So remember he mocked up Starbucks. He basically just makes a fake Starbucks and he tells people that this is fake Starbucks, and then it went all over the news. But it's kind of like on that same thing where you just copy the store and it looks exactly like it, but you name it something else, so it makes it a parody. And people go there. He had a line. This fake line of Starbucks, like outside the line. What I'm tripping out is I can't imagine going up to your parents, like, look, mom, look at my Instagram. I'm not flexing on anybody on here. You need to help me. And then they're asking for shit. I could see kids going up to their parents, all mad, like, mom, look at so-and-so's Instagram. Mine doesn't look like that. And then you're as a kid, as a parent, you're like, you kind of feel bad because you're not giving your kid what they want. But at the end of the day, go fuck yourself. It's just Instagram. But I could see that happening. A kid going up to their parents and be like, you so-and-so's Instagram. Yeah. He just went back to school. Look at how much he got.
Oh, I mean, guaranteed.
Yeah, who knows?
Guaranteed. Because when we were kids, or even younger than us, or I'm sorry, older than us, you would go to school and talk to kids. Yeah, like what did you get for Christmas? And and you go home and say like whatever, or whenever you're trying to watch like cartoons, they would have those ads of the latest toy, and you would like beg your parents to go get it. But yeah, dude, that Payless shit was hilarious. The interviews with the people is what's so funny. They would go up to like like, what would you pay for these shoes? And they're like, oh, these are $10,000 shoes. I just got them for $5,000, and everyone's gonna be so jealous. And at the end, they showed her like, these are Payless. These are like $19.99.
That's like the shit what they do with the hamburgers, or they'll tell you like, is.
Hold on, you're frozen again.
It's burger I ever had. Oh, froze.
You're back. So what about the hamburgers?
This reminds me of like that when hamburgers do it with Carl's Jr. or they're now a fancy ass restaurant and they'll serve you Carl's Jr. and they'll be like, "How was that burger?" And you're like, "Yo, this was the best." And then at the end, "Hey, just so you know, that was a Whopper." And that person's like, "No way, I would have paid $3,000 for that." And you're like, "Shut the fuck up,
dude." It was Carl's Jr. and it was the $6 burger.
Yeah,
remember that? They were like the $6 burger, and people were like, "What?" Isn't that funny? Think about that today. That you were trying to brag by saying your burger tastes like a $6 burger. Like that was a flex.
yeah, right,
dude. I remember when I was a kid.
They're big.
What happened?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Oh no, I was gonna say
when you were a kid.
When I was a kid, so like I don't come for money, bro. When I was a little kid, if I went to my mom and said that I wanted like $300 shoes, like you out of your mind, you know what I mean? So I remember when I was a kid, dude, everybody had Jordans, and I was big into Michael Jordan at the time because when you're that age, everybody saw Space Jam. I don't care if you're from Chicago. I don't care if you don't like basketball. Like you just love Michael Jordan as a kid because of Space Jam, and everybody wanted his sneakers. What happened? You lost me.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay, cool. So I remember my mom like was trying to do something nice. I think it was my birthday or it was Christmas, and she went to Payless and she got like what she thought was like a hot sneaker, and it was Shaquille. Remember Shaq's?
Yeah, Shaq's, dude. Of course.
They were sold at Payless, and they were like, you remember like Kobe Bryant?
As much as we talk shit, yeah. What you got up right there?
The Jordan's logo is like him dunking like that, you know?
Oh yeah.
The Shaquille O'Neal's was him like dunking like that
with Shaq's the hub. But do you know he sold a lot of fucking shoes in
what to the poor kids?
A lot. Just like what you said, if you can't afford Jordans, that was the second best thing of it.
Yeah, but I mean, like I showed up and like all my friends were just ragging on me, bro. They were like, "What the fuck are those?" Like, bro, you got Shaq.
But how old were you at that age? How old were you at that age? How old were you at that age?
16, 17.
Okay, that's too old. I mean, Shaq's are for when you're like Shaq's are for when you're like 11, 10, and you want Jordans, but you don't understand the concept of fucking Jordans yet.
Yes.
And you're poor, but your parents are like, "We can't afford those, but I can give you these." That's what they're for. I'm not gonna lie. At 16, 17, you're a fucking loser with Shaq's on.
Bro, yeah, I was like 16, 17. No, it was too old. Like it was embarrassing, and I didn't have the heart to tell my mom.
Shaq,
and to her, those were probably expensive because she probably spent 40 or 50 at Payless when normally Payless is 20.
Yeah,
so
no, I said they're 20, like around $20.
And I remember my friends like,
I mean,
they got some pink spray paint and they spray painted my fucking sneakers.
Oh,
home.
Yo, I'm so Mexican. I'm not gonna lie. There was a point where like I had all black Air Force Ones, and they started.
What? You froze?
And this was when I was like. I would always buy Air Force Ones, black or white ones, all black and all white ones. And whenever they would like, you know how white ones, when you're a kid, you play soccer with these fucking sneakers, dude. Right. When they start turning green, those white ones start turning green. The blacks aren't black no more. They start turning like that gray color. And I know we were poor, so I just told my dad, I was like, "Can you just buy me some spray paint?" And I was like 11, 10, where it's like, no one really cares. It's just about like, oh, who cares? Like, but I would really grab them and just right before school, dude, black or white.
You should have just done green so they don't. Nobody knows.
Air Force Ones.
Green Air Force Ones.
Yeah, I had a black ones and white ones, and I told my dad, I was like, "If you buy me both of those and you buy me the spray paint, they'll last longer." And I would just spray paint them, and you would see it crack. You would see it crack, dude, but like you didn't care because you're a kid. Like I don't know, I was like 10, 11.
That's so funny, dude. That's the Air Force One that Biden sleeps on. Fucking That's Air Force One Biden.
Oh, dude. Poor dude. That fool's going through it. Imagine that was your grandpa. Well, how would you feel if Biden was your grandpa? Like literally, like dude, grandpa, President Grandpa Biden's.
I mean, I would feel sorry for him. Like if it was my grandfather, I don't think any elderly person,
right,
who's going through, dementia and is beginning stages of senile. I don't think that's funny at all. I feel sorry for the elderly. Like I'm not here to like make fun of older people, but don't be the leader of the fucking free world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think like elderly people with mental diseases it's funny. Like my grandmother has Alzheimer's. It's fucking not funny at all. Like it sucks, but I wouldn't want my grandmother to be president right now.
Like, I mean, this might be a weird type of like analogy, but to me, it's like, you know how there's special ed people, you're not supposed to laugh at them, but then I've met a couple of them that go on stage and I just laugh at them being special ed and them having the balls to go on stage. Like sometimes like the joke ain't even that funny, but I'm like, bro, you got the balls to go up there, and that takes some fucking balls. And they're not fully there. They got a speech impediment or whatever. And I'm not even laughing at the joke. I'm literally laughing at their fuck up, which is fucked up. But it kind of reminds me of that. It's like you're not supposed to laugh at people with dementia, but when you're the president and that's what you want to do, then I'm gonna sit there and laugh.
Yeah. I mean, with the comedian, it's like you got to know that he has some kind of good sense of humor about it.
Oh yeah. Obviously, that's cool with them. Trust me, he's cool with me laughing at him, but you still feel kind of bad. You can look around and people are like, "Am I supposed to be laughing at this person?" Right. And you're like, "Dude, he's on stage. Like, he don't give a fuck."
By the way, I just want to clear things up. I've never seen a comedian on stage that didn't have mental health. All right, so. Oh man, I don't know if you're laughing because you.
Yeah, I feel very roasted. Yeah,
you get offended. Yeah,
I have dyslexia. Does that count?
I have dyslexia too, and I'm sure it does. I'm sure it counts for something. I also have been in the realization the last year that I have mild OCD, which is it's self-diagnosed. Like I haven't diagnosed it myself. I'm pretty sure I'm.
Where does it hit most? Like when do you notice it the most? Is that at home? Because I mean, we shared a room. You weren't OCD. I mean, I'm pretty clean, but you were kind of clean, but it wasn't like super OCD. I didn't notice it at all.
It's not that noticeable. It's a little subtle. Like you wouldn't notice it unless you were looking for it. But like if I put my deodorant on the counter, it's got to be the label's going to be out. Like the label has to be out. Also when I share a room with someone, I'm not really taking over the counter, but when I stay in the room by myself, I take all my shit out and I line things up by height. It has to go like like that. It is in my house a lot with
does your girl notice it? Is she the one, hey dude, that's a little OCD right there?
She's never said the word OCD to me. I told her that I think I'm OCD, and I think that she's looked at me like, really? You think so? But she has like called me out for, I think she just thinks I'm paranoid because I check the stove a lot, or I'll check and make sure the door is locked over and over and over again. So things like that. And you know what's funny, dude? Hopefully no one's gonna steal this because I'm saying it on a podcast, but maybe I shouldn't flatter myself. No one's gonna steal it. It's stupid. I want to do a reel. I just think it's funny. Of the OCD Catholic. Were you raised Catholic?
Yeah, I was raised Catholic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the OCD Catholic, I wanted to like create this character, and because it really does happen to me from a child, it's happened, and it still happens to me. You know, when you pass a church, you got to go like that when you pass a church. My OCD thinks I'm always wrong, and I'll have to keep doing it over and over again. Because I want to make sure the center and exactly the center and exactly the shoulders. And then I think like I do it too perfect and I go like, fuck, that wasn't like for God.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? I do like this, like over and over.
I'm for sure, dude, I'm for sure a Mexican Catholic. I just go like whatever the fuck kiss. You're like, just hurry the fuck up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I see you. I passed the church. Let's go. And you're over here like I gotta hit all the points, and I'm like, no, hurry up.
I gotta get down. Yeah. Little things like that, man.
You know what OCD reminds me?
Who?
You know what OCD reminds me? Do you remember the show True Life? That's when I found out about OCD and those crazy disorders. My True Life,
That sounds familiar.
or Crazy Life, like My True Life, I Eat Glass.
Oh yeah. It was like an MTV or VH1 type show.
It was some group lady that ate glass on True Life. Yeah. And it was like a True Life, I have OCD, and they would show you this person that had major OCD. It was one of those shows where it like kind of showed you how crazy, how different people were.
Yeah.
But it was on MTV. It was called True Life, and they would always have True Life living on the ranch, True Life living with my mom that does drugs. It was just True Life, whatever.
Yeah, they were
dog. But it was one of those ones where the first time I heard about True. And he had major. That's what I'm like. When I hear, I'm like, dude, I feel like I was like, that's what I'm like. I didn't notice it, but there might be different levels to it. Obviously,
I kind of realized. I think I've seen that episode now that you mention it. But yeah, that's like severe. And then
20 minutes
like
to leave the house.
You watch those shows with hoarders. It's like some people have like a mild version of it, where their house might be a little cluttered, but then you have like severe versions of it where like they literally can't throw things out.
Yeah. Imagine you or knowing someone that's like, oh, I can't throw out that rapper. That rapper was given to me by Sam Tripoli in San Francisco, and we killed that day. And the thing I have left is this rapper, but we killed that day, dude. You don't understand. Sam Tripoli went out there, gave the hammer of the gods. Eddie Bravo came out. He choked out everybody. Agustino Zoida killed. XG killed. And this rapper right here is the only thing I have left, so I can't throw it out. And they stick memories to these things. That's wild.
But those people that are hoarders, that they'll save a rapper that has no meaning behind it. Like they're just physically not able to throw things out. Like they think I'll use this someday or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not one, so I can't put my head in their head, but like they have no emotional attachment to it.
I've heard those people are more like the people that grew up during like the Depression, where they didn't have a lot of food. So they're like, oh, I got to keep this because we're saving it. Because they were really poor. People that like that are really, really poor are like, oh, one day I'll use this.
I think so. Yeah, I do know people like that. Either really poor or really cheap. And by the way, Armenian, sorry to the listener, we're experiencing like a weak signal. So every now and then it looks like you're quiet and I'm talking, but then you're probably not quiet. So it may sound like we're talking over each other, but we're not. We just think that the other person's not talking yet. Man, I don't know what's going on, dude.
It's the overlords, dude. The overlords never want anything that has to do with me and Sam Tripoli to come out, dude.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just I'm in my garage where I normally have great signal, and it's just getting weaker and weaker. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like looking to move soon, dude. I might move out of state. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Oh shit, you thinking about going out of state?
Yeah.
Or what are the options?
It's not that I want to leave the state. I would like to stay here at least for my 30s. I would love to finish my 30s in Los Angeles, but buy a property in another state and rent it out. So by the time I'm 40, I already own a property, like that's what I would love to do. But it's just, I don't know how much longer I can hang in there. Like have pretty cheap rent right now. I don't want to give it up, but it's just the building is really old.
I was about to say it's hilarious because I think you told me what it was. And cheap rent to anybody, if you told a lot of these people that listen to your show, they'd be like, dude, that's a fuckload. Like every time I tell people how.
Oh yeah. I mean for LA,
OKC. Yeah, for LA, but these people
are like my area, like for Studio City is really good. And if I leave it, like it allows me to save money. It allows me to hopefully save up and buy a home in another state somewhere. So, but it's too hot and it's an old building, so there's no like central.
Yeah,
we're just kind of over it, and we're looking to move. So unfortunately, it's not possible to move here unless you want like roommates or you live in a horrible neighborhood or. So I might have to leave the state. We're looking at Vancouver, Washington.
Oh shit!
I might. Yeah.
What? Man, that's way out. You fuck with the cold? You fuck around with the cold?
You've
never been in the cold.
I prefer it. I mean, it's not that.
Oh,
cold.
Really?
It's not like it. I mean, it's cold, but it's not like the East Coast.
I'm talking about the snow though. They don't have snow.
No, it just rains a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's basically 15-minute drive to Portland, Oregon. It's like right on the border of Oregon and Washington. So, I mean, I got like options if I want to fly out and do other gigs and stuff like that. And I don't know, dude. It's just early talks, but I think within the year I might move. But get a nice little podcast studio and stuff like that. All right, bro. We're gonna wrap up this episode here. We got a warning. So I got XG here in the flesh. I'm gonna ask you the question everybody wants to know. Who do you like working with better, Sam or George? Just kidding.
Fuck, dude.
Whose podcast do you like doing? I'm just fucking with you, bro. I'm not gonna do it.
That's basically asking me. That's basically your next question is like, okay, after that, who's funnier?
For those of you guys don't know, XG is a personality. Is that fair to say on Tinfoil Hat podcast? I don't know. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Co-host?
Yeah, definitely Tinfoil on George Perez.
Producer.
Yeah, little co-host personality.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then
by the way, I'm listening to that Son of Sam episode right now. I'm almost done with it. That one was a fucking good one, dude. That was super interesting. So yeah, check that out. And then he also does George Perez Stories. George Perez, he has his own podcast called We Don't Smoke. And dude, do you have a new one coming out?
I'm working on it. I'm gonna put a little bit of hiatus, but yeah, no, check out.
Hold on a second, dude. Dude, it's buffering again. Let it catch up. So we kind of talked about like another show that you're going to release, but I don't know if you want to even mention what that's about because maybe it's not out yet.
Oh yeah, don't mention that then.
Don't mention that. All right, cool. We won't mention it. But and that's it, man.
Yeah.
So, but that's going to happen, right?
Little bit with us, and yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, homeschool. Let's do it live next time so we don't get none of these buffering.
Yeah, let's do it live. I gotta tell you, dude, this is probably one of the worst ones I've ever done in terms of the internet. Like I've had a couple of issues here and there where the internet has been in and out, but it hasn't been this bad. This is blue. I didn't even really get to talk about some stuff that we should talk about, but I'll have you on again, dude. Yeah, we'll probably do it in person or something. Wait, did you say that We Don't Smoke is on hiatus?
No, the other one, the one you were talking about.
The one that's not out yet.
Yeah, the one that's not out.
It's just in the making. All right, I gotcha. So if that comes out, dude, let me know because I'm excited about that one. That one's gonna be fun. That's it. He's X marks the spot on Instagram.
Yep.
He may or may not be.
Catch me there on all social media
soon. But either way, produces two great podcasts, George Perez Stories and Tinfoil Hat's like one of my favorite ones. And I love working with Sam, and I'm glad I got to work with you, dude, in San Francisco. Bro, we road dogged that shit.
Oh, that was wrong.
The same night.
Oh, right after the show. Dude, that was crazy. I didn't think you could do it, but fucking did it. Usually I got crazy people that drink and shit. So I'm like, that's not a good idea. You stayed sober, drank a coffee, and fucking we were back in LA by what, 5 o'clock, 6 in the morning?
Yeah. I mean, I had a couple Red Bulls, I had a cup of coffee, I had a little nicotine cigarette, little vape thing. And then, yeah, dude, you hung in there with me for like the first like 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah. And then I was done.
Barely crashed like towards the end anyway. But yeah, dude, I love it. Whenever I work, like if I drive to a gig, I'm leaving as soon as the gig's over. Like I know there's a hotel and I can go back and wake up early. Like, dude, I don't want traffic on a Sunday. That was dope, dude. We were like Sunday morning, we woke up in our own house. It was fucking awesome.
Took a fat nap. I was up by 10 o'clock. Let's go.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, I hope we could do it again soon, dude. I'll see you soon. We'll get you on again live, bro. Check out his podcast.
Yes.
Everybody, follow him on Instagram, and we'll do some shit together soon. Thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate your time.
Of course, no problem. Yeah.
Good to see you. Peace.
But
Go ahead and log off.
all right, my dude.
Peace out, bro. All right, guys, that's Xavier Guerrero, comedian. And like I said, I got to work with him in San Francisco when I just did the Tinfoil Hat comedy shows there with Sam Tripoli and Eddie Bravo. And then XG and I decided, like, fuck it, let's drive back tonight so we ain't got to do this fucking traffic shit. I love doing that, you guys. Whenever I go on the road and it's a drivable one, Sacramento, San Francisco, Arizona, on that last day, I'll drive home that night. And I just make sure that, like, for example, let's say I got to drive back. let's say like I had the last show is Saturday late show. What I'll do is Friday night, I'll stay out late. I'll stay out all night. Friday night after the late show, drinking and stuff, go out maybe afterwards, sleep in all day. The next day, Saturday, pack, load the car, go to the show. As soon as the second show is over, get in the car. As Joey used to say, Joey Diaz, when I used to work on the road with him, and he used to be like, dude, when you do, he's like, I learned that from him. I mean, he would fly, but I was driving sometimes. He's like, bro, I ain't mad at you. I don't blame you if that's what you do. And he would tell me, have your car pointing towards the fucking exit, pointing towards home, luggage in the car. And that's how I would do. I'd get off stage. As he was walking on stage, we'd pass each other. I'd give him a hug and be like, I'll see you at home. I loved working with Joey, man. I just was reminded about a memory. You know, Instagram sometimes in the archive will show you. It was 5 years ago this weekend. I was with Joey in Ontario for the weekend for the Ontario Improv, and I posted it, and Joey reposted it, and just really missed those good old days. But you got to move on. I'm headlining my own now. I'm doing my best. Great fucking memories. Learned a lot, an education that you couldn't pay for in those great times. Which reminds me of the quote of the day. I want to leave you guys this for the week. I tweeted it this morning. Is for anybody who's going through shit right now, I'm not saying it to be a lecturer. I'm saying it because I need to hear it myself, and I'm going through shit. But anybody who's going through it, remember that you need to be here in order to get there. And please say that out loud. Just thinking it or hearing me say it is not fully going to do the effect. Say it out loud, guys. Here, so I can get there. Here now, so there later. Can't have something given to you so easy when you weren't ready for it, because you'll lose it. I'll give you guys more examples next week. But I want you guys to stick with that. Now, 5 years ago, Ontario Improv with Joey Diaz. This weekend, I'm at the HaHa Comedy Club. It's Friday, the 8 o'clock show. It's in North Hollywood, California. And then the following week, August 31st, which is a Wednesday, through September 4th, which is a Sunday, it's Labor Day weekend, I am going to be at the Looney Bin in Little Rock, Arkansas. And then the September 15th and 16th, I'm in Omaha and then Lincoln, Nebraska. Tickets for all of these are now on sale at homeschoolpod.com or augustinocomedian.com, homeschoolpod.com. I'll see you guys next time. I'm Augustino Zoida. Thanks for tuning in to Homeschool Podcast. We know you got a lot of options out there for podcasts, but it means the world to us that you're here. Don't forget to only love can save the world. Remember, here, then there. Here now, so there later. Peace.
Homeschool Podcast. Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.